Tyrese Maxey.
John Wall. Tyrese Maxey. John Wall.
Knicks up on the sideline.
10 seconds left in game 5.
Gets the steal. Wall down court. Drives and scores. The Wizards have tied it at 115.
Philadelphia is not done yet.
Knocked away.
Tyrese Maxey.
On this episode of NBA Now and Then, the greatest comparisons, we compare two guards with unbelievable speed.
Back in 2010, this number one overall pick brought basketball excitement to DC for the first time in a long time.
Philly got the steal of the 2020 draft in this player, and their fans couldn't be happier.
These two are prime examples of why Kentucky is known to produce outstanding guards in the NBA.
We are ecstatic to present to you Tyrese Maxey and John Wall. I'm Uriah.
I'm Maurice.
I'm Lucas.
And I'm Ben.
And we're here to talk NBA
Now and Then.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back with another comparison episode. Before we begin, we do ask that you follow our show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You know it makes a difference for us as we are building this Comparison Hoops community. Guys, we are talking Tyrese Maxey. We are talking John Wall. I'm going to go to Ben first this time. What is it about this comparison? Why are we doing this today?
We're doing this because these two guys use their speed and athleticism. That's their biggest attribute in what they do. Their first step, they get by you. The athleticism is just too dangerous. So that's why we're comparing them.
Yeah, you blink your eyes and, one of those players is already on the other end scoring a layup or a dunk. That's how fast they are, which is a really great reason why we're doing this comparison. What about you, Maurice?
Like Ben said in the intro, two prime examples of why Kentucky is known to produce outstanding guards in the NBA. Both of these guards are all-star level guards. Kudos to Coach Calipari for helping produce these standout players, and exciting to talk about.
Yeah, Coach Calipari, that guy has quite a roster of guards during his tenure at Kentucky that have had tremendous success in the NBA. And Lucas, round it out for us.
These two guys are some of the elite finishers of this current century. Think about it. John Wall's signature finish was spinning around a guy, doing a 360 in the air, getting a layup. Tyrese Maxey with his floaters. That's why we're comparing these two, because they're elite finishers at the guard position with their quick speed, like Ben said, and their elite first step.
Yeah, both guys can finish at the rim with the best of them. I think Wall might have a little more hops to him, but I think Maxey, his body control has really improved over the years. I remember his rookie year, he had one speed. It's just fast.
It was just fast, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And as he's progressed and his game has been refined, he knows when to speed up. He knows when to slow down. And it's evidenced in his being an all-star last year. So that being said, I think it's time to get started. You guys all set?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go.
First quarter. Background.
So let's get to Maxey. It's time to talk about the Prince of the City, a.k.a. Reese, a.k.a. Mad Maxey. But before he got those nicknames, he was born Tyrese Maxey, November 4th in the year 2000, Dallas, Texas. Now, as early as 7 years old, Tyrese Maxey was learning important lessons about hoops and about life. When his dad, Tyrone, beat him in a game of one-on-one basketball, Tyrese ran to his mom's arms in tears. Years later, Tyrone said in an interview with The Ringer, quote, "Life is full of challenges. I'm just trying to raise him the best way that I can. Try not to allow him to make the same mistakes that I made in life," unquote. Now, growing up, Tyrese Maxey knew that he wanted to play in the NBA. When he started high school, he drew an illustration of himself wearing a Kentucky jersey and knew that he was going to be a McDonald's All-American. All right, quick trivia. Tyrese Maxey's dad played college ball. My question to you guys is, was Tyrese Maxey's dad, was he a D1, D2, or a D3 player?
Well, that's a tough one. I'm going to guess here, and this is just an educated guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say if he was D1, we would have heard it in a broadcast. I'm going to say D2. I don't think he's a D3 guy, but I think he's a D2 guy.
I'll go D3.
I'll go D1, just to be different.
All right. One person got it right, and that would be Ben. He was a D1 player.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he played Lucas for Washington State.
Oh,
Washington State.
Okay.
All right, so Ben, he got it right. That was a good guess. He played for Washington State. Unfortunately, though, guys, his dad had an inconsistent role and felt that he was sold a false dream of forming a big three as a Cougar. Apparently, he was being sold, oh, you're going to be part of this big three, like I think Georgia Tech in the 90s, and it just didn't pan out for him.
And they didn't have the transfer portal back then.
Yeah.
So if you transferred, you would have to hold out for a whole year or go to D2 and then come back to D1.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So Maxey's dad was committed to helping his son reach his NBA dreams. How so? Sometimes the family would sleep in the car on out-of-state tournaments, and Maxey sometimes had to sacrifice family events. His dad would even have him study tape of recent games that Maxey had played. His mom admits Tyrone was hard on their son, especially in high school. He was trying to instill a solid work ethic to the point that one time as a high school freshman, Maxey was leaning on his strength too much, which was driving layups. What do you guys think his dad did to balance out Maxey's game?
If I had to guess, it was probably like some type of punishment if he won for a layup or like, you know, the tough love, which I don't think Maxey's too young to have probably gotten this version, or maybe not. I don't know. But I remember back in high school, and actually I was in high school at the same time John Wall was, so this is kind of weird. But like back in high school, my coach had these like little like football pad things,
right.
And he would hit us every time that we would go up to the rim.
Okay.
As like a way to practice playing through contact and all that stuff. So maybe Maxey's dad did that. I don't know. Maybe
so like a physical drill. He would
like a
pour
physical
on
drill.
heavy.
I don't know. Either that or some type of like you get grounded or you lose like video game time every time you like. I don't know. These
no more 2K for you
kids.
Tyrese.
I don't know, man. These 2010 kids. I have no idea.
Probably just walled off, the first, I want to say 10 feet of the rim.
Okay.
And basically just made him take a bunch of jumpers per day.
I think he made him shoot floaters. Like he avoided, like probably the discipline was like you can't get within 7 feet from the basket or something, or 8 feet, and that because his floater game is so strong, so that's why he just wasn't allowed to shoot layups.
That's such a good inference, but only one of you got it right, and that person would be Maurice.
So you put up a wall. Okay.
Get it? Wall? John Wall?
Hey.
Yeah. Put up the wall. Yeah, he would actually make Tyrese Maxey shoot just jump shots. So that was something his dad felt like he needed to work on. He did that. As a consensus 5-star prospect as a senior, Maxey was Texas Mr. Basketball and McDonald's All-American. So the first over-under, how many points per game did Tyrese Maxey average in high school? Over-under 27 points per game. Lucas?
I'm going to go over.
I'm going to go over because he went to Kentucky.
I'm going to go over.
All right. So all three of you said over, right?
Yep.
All right. This is for you.
Really?
Yeah. So in high school, Tyrese Maxey averaged 22.5 points. But he also averaged 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2.3 steals. So what stands out to you about Maxey growing up, guys? Let's go to Ben first.
I know his dad ended up coaching at SMU, which is a Division I school. So he kind of had a coach as a father. And it sounds like his dad was really tough on him. because that was the Shake Milton connection. And then I actually have family who went to SMU. Yeah, so I think that just helped his game a lot. He didn't just have like a basketball father. He had a father who was like a Division I coach as well. And so I think that just really helped his game, especially with guards that are small, undersized. You kind of need that.
Yeah.
Obviously, Steph Curry is the prototype. That's kind of why you see Tyrese's game every year get better.
Yeah.
And I think he'll get even better this year once he comes back from the injury.
Yeah.
So fun fact, I also have an SMU connection. I have a coworker who used to play football on their team a few years ago.
Okay.
But anyway, getting back to Maxey, though.
Yeah, what about you, Lucas? What do you think about him growing up?
Was his mom an athlete or no?
I didn't get that from my research, but we definitely know Dad gave him some athletic genes.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's not like a huge person or anything. I mean, the shoulders got huge this summer, but that was just gains. Look, I think that his dad might have saw a trend happening in the NBA with the whole entire not allowing him just to finish around the rim. Because, like, if it was 20 years ago, that wouldn't have been a problem. There were guards that do it all the time, like Rajon Rondo, Kentucky guard. When he was in high school, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, guess what?
Right.
The NBA was going to more of a spacing. So I think maybe his dad saw that as part of the reason why he made him shoot jumpers as well.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, and to stay on the father aspect of it, this is why we do this, because I didn't know his father was that involved, not only with him, but the career that he had as a D1 player and a D1 coach. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
For him to have that type of tutelage and that type of knowledge right at home, it's no wonder why Maxey is the player that we see today, is a player who consistently develops each and every season.
Yeah. I think when you hear Maxey speak, he's just so genuine and he is grounded. I think his dad, because of how things didn't work out for him, his dad just gave him this baton, like, here, son, take this. And along with it, here's all of my experience, knowledge, mistakes, and I want you to be better than me. And that's so commendable. It kind of reminds me, I don't know if you guys remember the Jason Tatum episode and the Jamal Murray episode, where their fathers were very, very hard on them when it came to basketball. And it just shows that, there are limitations where you maybe take it too far, but for these NBA guys that we've been covering, now Maxey, it seems to be effective. Tough love.
And Washington State's a Pac-12. It's a Pac-10 school. It's UCLA. That's Stanford, that Cal. That's a good conference. So even back then, so the fact that his dad, it didn't end up working out because of injuries, but he getting recruited by those schools means you were good. Yeah.
All right, so let's go on to the college experience for Tyrese Maxey. When it came to selecting the right school for him, Maxey had some choices. It was either Kentucky, Michigan, Oklahoma, or Texas. When John Calipari offered Maxey a scholarship to Kentucky, his dad was reluctant. Tyrone said in that same Ringer interview, quote, "It was a huge gamble. He didn't want his son's college career, like I said earlier, to turn out like his, and it didn't. Just when things were looking up, though, and all the hard work was paying off with Kentucky, guys, tragedy struck. Tyrone suffered a stroke while Tyrese Maxey was at Chris Paul's basketball camp in North Carolina. When Tyrese got to the hospital, the doctors told Tyrese that they had to do an emergency surgery. And because his mom was in Texas at the time, Tyrese Maxey had to give consent. Obviously, his dad made it through, but Tyrone had to relearn how to read street signs and how to speak normally again. His recovery happened at a time when Maxey needed his dad the most, but he had to grow up really fast at Kentucky, uncertain about his dad's health. In his only year as a Wildcat, Maxey averaged 14 points per game, 3 assists, and 4.3 boards. Over under. Let's go at Maxey's scoring high, the most points he scored as a Wildcat. Over under 30 points. Let's go with Lucas.
Let's see here. College ball, Calipari. He probably had one 30-point game in there, so I'll say over.
All right, Maurice.
I'm going to say under. I don't remember him being like this huge, outstanding scorer at Kentucky, so I'm going under.
All right, Ben.
I'll go under.
All right, Lucas, this is for you.
But all the great Kentucky players under Calipari had at least one 30-point game, guys.
Actually, I'm wrong.
What?
Hold on.
What?
My bad.
Come on, dude.
No, yeah, you got Maurice and Ben. You were right. His high at Kentucky was just 27 points. I mean, that's still good. But sorry, Lucas, I didn't mean to get
I actually knew that because I studied his draft tape when we drafted. I actually knew it was 27.
Okay. Here's another over-under. Game high in assists, over under 9 assists. Lucas.
I'm going to go under.
All right, Maurice.
Yeah, I'm going under.
And Ben.
I'm going to go under, yeah.
All right, you guys, that was a no-brainer.
Maxey's not a playmaker.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah,
we keep trying. It's not.
Yeah. Ben is going to share his college accolades later, so I won't go into that right now. Now, some theorize that because COVID forced the NCAA tournament to be canceled, Maxey flew under the radar, obscuring his talent on a national scale. Whatever the case, Philadelphia took a chance anyway, selecting Maxey as a first-round pick.
With the 21st pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Tyrese Maxey from the University of Kentucky.
I want to say thank you so much, and I thank Philadelphia for this opportunity. I promise you, it won't be a regret.
All right, guys. So Tyrese Maxey, Kentucky, you just heard him getting drafted and the emotions, the tears. But I'm going to go to Maurice first. What stands out to you from the time of Maxey being at Kentucky?
Tyrese Maxey going 21st overall was kind of indicative of his play at Kentucky. He showed flashes, but he wasn't like a top 5 or a lottery pick.
Right.
It goes to show you could get lucky. And Lucas will mention it later, but for the Sixers got really lucky with that pick.
Yeah.
I would say the 3-point shooting was really low, which kind of weirdly happens with Kentucky guards. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Yeah.
The 3-point shooting, Uriah, I would say, I think he was under 30% in college. Mm-hmm. And Tyrese Maxey is considered an elite 3-point shooter. He's got that quick step back.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that develops with guards, but the fact that I think his rookie year, he was good at threes right away, certainly his second year. But that's kind of what stands out the most to me is his shooting.
I would say, because, I mean, we're all, like Ryan mentioned, we're all Sixers fans. So the first season, I would say
he was a bad
Maxey,
3-point shooter.
Yeah,
he was a bad 3-point shooter his first year.
I wouldn't even say bad. I would say
I got the stats here. I can tell you now, or I can wait.
I think he got good the second half of the year at 3-point shooting.
I would
right?
say I wouldn't say he was bad. I would say he was reluctant.
No, he was bad, guys. I will tell you when we get to the stats. Okay. I promise you.
All right.
But he got better.
He got better. He got better. He was bad his first year, though.
All right, Lucas, I want to know from you, at Kentucky, did anything stand out to you that happened in Tyrese Maxey?
Well, maybe not at Kentucky, but the draft was interesting because for Sixers fans, there was a lot of trades in the mid-2010s. One of them was a top 20 protected pick coming from, we sent a top 20 protected pick going to, I believe, who was it, OKC or Orlando? It was one of those
Thunder,
two, right?
yeah.
Thunder. Yes.
Well, we sent it to Orlando.
Yeah, we sent it to Orlando as a part of the, I think,
Fultz trade.
So, yeah. So, or we got it back, actually. We got it back. Anyway,
right.
So, and we were not slanted to get that until former Sixer, who was then on the Oklahoma City Thunder, Mike Muscala, made a game-winning 3-point shot in the bubble.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike Muscala, for Tyrese Maxey.
All right. Well, I guess the one thing that stands out to me is I didn't know. I don't know if you guys knew that his dad had a stroke. So
I did not know that. Yeah.
I don't know if you can imagine being 18, your dad goes to the hospital, and you have to give consent for an emergency surgery. So I think for Maxey, who's always smiling and always just seems to have this gregarious spirit, for him to go through such a trying time as a freshman, that stands out to me. All right, that's pretty much it for that. Let's go to the other side of the comparison. All right, here's some cool nicknames, guys. I don't know if you heard this one. It's time to talk about Optimus Dime, a.k.a. the Great Wall, a.k.a. J-Wall. But before he got those nicknames, he was born Jonathan Hildred Wall Jr. in Raleigh, North Carolina, September 6, 1990. John Wall did not grow up with an easy life. According to a Players Tribune article that he wrote, he said that his dad was in jail when he was just an infant, and his mom had to work 3 jobs just to keep the lights on. They lived in Section 8 public housing in Raleigh, and he described how he often got into trouble at school. He said he was not a Foot Locker kid, lamenting the fact that his And One sneakers he'd wear to practice were from a clearance rack. Trivia: when John Wall was growing up, people tried to convince him to play basketball because in 8th grade, he was better at what sport? Let's go with Maurice.
Can you give us 3 options?
Nope.
Oh,
I think
It's pretty obvious.
You gotta go football.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lucas.
I'm gonna veer left and say baseball.
All right.
We're in, what, North Carolina? Yeah, baseball.
All right. Well, you keep veering left. Maurice and Ben, they got it right. The answer was football. The answer was football. Lucas always trying to be different. So
Sometimes it works.
sometimes it does. I agree. Now, Wall said he looked up to Magic Johnson a lot. He recalls watching highlights of the 1987 finals, and that inspired him to take big shots like Magic did, and also making the game easier for everyone else on the team. So John Wall played AAU ball, and by the time he got to high school, he was ready to demolish opponents. He played for several different high schools, but he played varsity ball his senior year at Word of God Christian Academy. Who can guess his senior year averages in points, assists, and rebounds?
So he was at a Christian Academy?
Yep.
Okay, so we already know those numbers are going to be inflated.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to say 30 points, 11 assists, and 5 rebounds.
I'm going to go 32, 9, and 9 assists and 10 rebounds.
28, 10, and 10.
All right. You guys were overthinking it with this inflation stuff. His numbers, his stat line that year was 22, 5, and 5.
Really?
With-
Just 5 assists?
Yeah, surprising.
Huh.
But like Ben always says, there's only, 40 minutes in the
32.
Well,
It's only 32.
You know what?
Yeah.
We
It's
overthought
true.
this because we assumed that his other teammates would make shots. This is a Christian Academy. Come on.
Yeah,
Right.
it is rare.
Yeah.
It is rare that someone's averages over 30. Even like the greats. You have like an occasional like DeJuan Wagner, but
Yeah.
typically.
I had a teammate in high school that averaged 18 points and 18 rebounds a game.
Whew, sounds like
It's a lot of
Dr. J.
rebounds.
Remember
He
Dr.
was
J?
his name was Mike LaPointe. He was 6'8", 300 pounds.
Did he
Shout
go?
out.
Did he play in college?
They recruited him for D3, but he didn't. He was a baseball guy primarily.
Okay.
Also,
6'8"
he was just
baseball.
way too big. He was just. There was a reason why we called him Big Mike. I mean, he was a. He if he would have lost about 50 to 60 pounds, he could have played probably D2, but maybe even D1. He was just so big. Anyway,
All
getting
right.
off track.
Yeah. So John Wall played the Nike. So John Wall played in the Nike Hoop Summit, and he played in the Jordan Brand game. And he was a finalist for the Naismith High School Player of the Year Award. Any thoughts on John Wall's early life? Let's go with Lucas first.
Considering that he had such a rough childhood, with the financial needs, it's kind of surprising that he ended up at a Christian academy. Because those Christian schools cost a lot of money to go to, guys. Like, I went to Christian school. My dad paid a lot of money out of pocket each year just to do.
I wonder if he got a scholarship, maybe.
They do offer scholarships, and they say it's not for sports, but really it's for sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, what about you?
I thought the numbers were pretty low, actually. Like, just because I know he went to Kentucky, and it's similar to Tyrese. Tyrese's numbers.
Was he ranked in the top 100?
Yeah, if he went to Kentucky, he had to have
I'm
been.
pretty sure he had to be.
He might have even been the number one
I remember before he won, he already was famous for the Dougie stuff. Teach me how the Dougie. Teach me how the Dougie.
I was waiting.
Yeah, he was definitely number one.
I was in high school, guys. I was in high school when all this happened.
He was a 5-star recruit for sure. I'm actually wondering if he was a number one recruit in the country. Yeah.
Were you doing the Dougie in gym class?
I had too much. Shame to try to do that. I bet you,
if Lucas did the Dougie right now on video, we would go viral.
I can do the little the little arm thing that he did as part of the Doug. You remember that? Like he just I'm just like
please don't.
I'm not you. Hey, you said
I did.
You said you asked for it.
It was a little awkward.
Well, now you know how now you know the reason why I didn't do it in high school.
That makes sense. Maurice, what stands out to you?
You mentioned this a couple of times now with a lot of players who've had rough upbringings, from a family member being incarcerated to just financial woes or financial issues growing up. That really fuels a player to become better than even they could imagine, and through hard work and work ethic, John Wall, went on to become something special.
Yeah, I what stands out to me is obviously, I think the connection to Magic Johnson, because Magic was such an unselfish player, and John Wall patterned his game after Magic Johnson. Now, does he have the same highlight reel as Magic? No, because nobody does. But it now makes sense why he went on to average double-digit assists at, I think, several points of his career. So
we'll go over. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
I got you.
I got you, stats man. John Wall actually had pretty good grades at Kentucky. Over under his second semester GPA before he left for the NBA. Over under 3.3 GPA. Maurice,
we're doing GPA on this pod. Okay,
why not? Why not?
Over.
I'm going to say over because the basketball IQ is there, so I would suspect that the actual IQ would be there too.
There we go. So the answer was 3.5. So John Wall had some good knowledge going on upstairs. What was Wall's favorite subject in high school? History, math, or science? Let's go to Ben.
Math.
All right, Lucas.
I'm going to say science.
And Maurice.
I'm going to go history.
All right, Ben, this is for you. He was a math guy.
It makes sense with all the angles that he has to do for his bat. Okay. I'm nerding out.
Look at you doing geometry on the podcast.
Yeah, actually, it was the passing. I think like whatever side of your brain is good in math, the left or right, and then I think, what Lucas was kind of alluding to is the being able to see some. Yeah.
Because if you think about it, during that era, him and Rondo were the two best passing guards of that time.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Also, we all played basketball. Basketball, probably even more so than any other sport. You have to memorize plays, and the plays are kind of set up in almost like geometry, like the way you memorize like the arrows and stuff and the cuts. And so, if you're a point guard averaging a lot of assists, I think it's kind of similar.
Yeah, good point. Now, according to the University of Kentucky website, John Wall chose to be a Wildcat over Memphis, Duke, Kansas, and several other schools. Random fact from an ESPN interview. At Kentucky, he would have the cook at Kentucky make his pregame meal of grapes and a hamburger with nothing on it. He was very serious about his pregame meal. Now, here are some college numbers. He only played one season at Kentucky. In that year, John Wall averaged 16.6 points, 4.3 boards, and 6.5 assists. Over under his 3-point percentage at Kentucky, 34%. Maurice?
John Wall was never considered a great 3-point shooter, even in the NBA, so I'm going to go under.
All right, Ben?
Under.
And Lucas?
I'll go under, but part of me saying that you're trying to set us up here.
You guys are right. He shot 32%. 32%. Now, in college...
That's what these guys have in common, too.
Yeah. At Kentucky, they just weren't great shooters. Most college players aren't. But anyway, so John Wall did lead his team to the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament, but they lost to Lucas's team, West Virginia.
Hey, yo, let's go.
In 2010, John Wall entered his name into the NBA draft, where he was selected by the Washington Wizards.
With the first pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select John Wall from the University of Kentucky.
As strong as that Kentucky program is, John Wall is the first Kentucky player ever selected number 1 overall.
That's a surprise.
Do you know who guarded John Wall in that Elite Eight game? Give you a hint. He's currently in the NBA, but he's not a player.
I know it is.
It's
Who was
Missoula.
it?
Missoula.
Missoula. Yeah, let's go. Anyway.
Yeah. So what do we think about John Wall's time at Kentucky?
Number 1 pick. He obviously had a good college career. I remember his highlights. He was really athletic and he was just really fun to watch. So I kind of knew the whole season he was going to be the number 1 pick. Yeah, no surprise there. So many like good teams lose in the Elite Eight. You see it all the time. Like Iverson's, Hoya's law. Like so many good teams lose. So that's not a surprise.
But here's the thing. That Kentucky team wasn't just a good team. It was a loaded team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to mention
Eric
it.
Bledsoe, DeMarcus Cousins, Daniel Orton. Who am I missing here, guys? I know I'm missing somebody else.
Patrick Patterson.
Like they were loaded. I forget who the small forward one just was. Doesn't matter at this point. But like they were loaded.
Yeah,
talk about a super team.
You're right.
College.
To lose to to lose to an NBA coach is
I mean, look. That West Virginia team was really good and very well coached, and Calipari and Bob Huggins had their mashups plenty of times. Of
course.
Anyway, but this is not a West Virginia pod. I wish it was.
Go ahead, Lucas. Tell us what stands out to you about Wall at Kentucky.
It was not anything that you said, but it was the cult following that he got. He was a superstar at the time. He was a college superstar. He was the biggest thing since Derrick Rose, and that him going to Memphis, not going to Memphis, was a big deal back then. Because he was supposed to be the next Derrick Rose, and he could have followed Derrick Rose to Memphis, but no. He followed Calipari because Calipari switched from Memphis to Kentucky the year before or that year. I can't remember which year it was, but like Calipari moving from Memphis to Kentucky was a big deal because he was actually about to get hit with some violations because of some grade stuff. Okay. But no, I think it was the cult following because everybody was doing the Dougie. Everybody was doing everybody loved John Wall. John Wall was the consensus number 1 overall pick. There was no question about it. And you all are laughing, and I know you guys are laughing because I'm bringing up the Dougie again, but it's going to be a thing with John Wall.
Everybody listening, this is Lucas's era right here. I think Lucas just took everybody's thunder. He took my thunder.
Yeah.
Did I? I'm sorry.
The only reason why I remember following the Sixers tanking, so that's my only reason why I studied.
I mean, they couldn't draft John Wall. They already had Drew Holiday.
No, but we had the second pick, and no, we losing out on John Wall was a big deal because the gap between him and the next best player at the draft was pretty big.
Long term, it wasn't because he wasn't even the best player in that draft. But
but at the time, I mean, we drafted Evan Turner, so
because Marcus Cousins should have been that second overall pick, but because of personality stuff.
All right, Maurice, what stands out to you?
Well, I was going to mention that. John Wall could have been a product of the Memphis Tigers if Calipari would stay there, but Lucas took that already.
Sorry,
but because John Wall was an actual Derrick Rose fan of Derrick Rose.
Oh yeah,
and there's some similarities there too. So John Wall was by far the number 1 pick. This is not a case where Maxey, where he slips and falls down the draft. John Wall was the consistent number 1 pick. Side note, we might have a comparison of Wall and Bradley to Maxey and McCain one day.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Well, I think, stats are one thing and competition is another with conferences and coaches at college. But come on, how are you guys not going to bring up eating grapes with a hamburger.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Meal.
Yeah.
That's kind of random.
I mean, like these guys, they have some weird
with
pregame meals. I know some guys that like I've heard of guys that just want PB&J or like
a chicken sandwich.
Chicken sandwich. Like, I don't eat before games. That's going to slow me down.
But you do have eggnog before your games, right?
Yeah.
I actually didn't like eggnog back then.
It's probably superstition. It's probably like he had like 40 points one game, and like that was what he had, so he just kept it. But no, I mean, no condiments or anything on the hamburger actually makes it kind of healthy, so that's not terrible.
That's a dry sandwich.
That is a dry sandwich.
That's just...
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
No, but Uriah keeps on bringing up the eggnog. I just want to clarify. I posted a video back in October because Walmart decided to start selling eggnog back then, and I was very excited on my own personal social media. And Uriah saw it, and now he won't let it go.
I just can't. It's just such good, unique content. So last thing before I hand it over to you, Lucas, I just want to mention that when I was reading about Wall, his Players Tribune article, I'll be honest, I got a little emotional because John Wall lost his mom when he was in the NBA, and there was a point where he just felt like he didn't want to be here, and you guys know what I'm talking about. And he hit rock bottom. The Achilles injury took its toll. The pressure of performing, number one pick, the money. Like Maurice says, like the reason why we do these comparisons, it's not just always about stats. It's just getting underneath the layers of these players, recognizing like they're human too. So just because they're millionaires doesn't mean they don't have down moments of life or periods where they feel like, man, where do I turn to? I have all this money, but he loses his mom and his health is just fading. His career is dissipating in front of his eyes. So I just thought I would bring that up. It's just kind of a emotional moment for him, and the idea of bringing mental health into his, I guess, message. I think that was key. So,
and just to build off of that, John Wall is only 34 years old. I'm pretty sure he's the youngest player that we've done the then part of this podcast for.
Yeah,
because like he's still theoretically he still should be young enough to play. It's just his game did not age well, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, injuries, all that stuff.
I am done. And Lucas, are you ready, my man?
I am ready. Let's go.
Second quarter. Statistics.
Maxey, a pretty moment in stride for two. Wow! There's Tyrese, left-handed over Dumbuya, and close to the end of this game against a really good foe.
Indeed. Here comes Tyrese Maxey. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness!
Look at this again, coming at you from one end of the floor to the other. White chasing.
As the defense are getting ready in front, a three for the lead. Bullseye! Another one! Maxey's been a flamethrower in the fourth quarter.
There by Tucker. But how about the step back?
You're right. Come into the arena.
You're right.
Tyrese crossover. Maxey! Oh my goodness, what a play!
A great finish, smiling. You see, fam approved.
Those for the highlights. Here are the numbers. Tyrese Maxey weighs in at 200 pounds and is measured in at 6'2". And of course, everybody on this panel knows his only number that he's worn is number 0. Hopefully it stays that way. You know, Maxey is now in his 5th season. You know, so there's not that many seasons to choose from in terms of stats, but I'm going to go from last year because despite putting up bigger numbers so far this year, scoring-wise, it's not nearly as efficient, so I want to go with last year. Last season, he averaged 25.9 points, basically 26 points, a shade over 3.5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, half block, only 1.7 turnovers, and he was the primary point guard for the majority of the season. Sprinkle a little Kyle Lowry here or there, but like really it was just Tyrese, right?
Yeah.
And you know, 2.2 fouls while shooting 45% from the field and 37% from the 3-point line and 86% from the foul line. By the way, not his most efficient shooting season from either the field or, you know, not counting this season, was actually probably his worst season shooting from the field and his second worst shooting from 3-point line. Now, you all asked earlier, what was his 3-point shooting his rookie year? It was 30%.
Okay.
Now, granted, he only shot 1.7 threes per game.
Right.
His next 2 years, it was 42 and 43%. But last year, his volume increased a lot. I think that's part of the reason why his efficiency went down a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, for second and third year was around 13, 15 shots a game. Last year was 20 shots per game. This year, 23 shots per game. Doing a little bit too much, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
That's okay, though.
For context, you know, he was the second scorer to Embiid, and Embiid, you know, he misses games. So Maxey, it's a lot of nights where Maxey was the number one guy.
Yeah, right. And I think before that stretch where Joel missed a lot of games, he was more efficient. Good point on the context there.
Yeah, and then his efficiency is really bad this year because there's no spacing.
There's no spacing. There's nobody helping him with the scoring.
He hasn't played a game with Paul or Embiid.
No, he had one game with Paul.
No, Paul and Embiid. They've played 0 games together.
Yeah. Anyway, his career averages are 18 points per game, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 39% from the three-point line and 46% from the field. Any thoughts on those stats?
Yeah, the 39% career three-point shooter. It was 1 point 2 seasons ago where he was, I think, the 5th best. He was in the top 5 three-point shooting. He's up there with Steph Curry. He's just such a sniper. And listening to Kate Scott and Ala Abdelnaby, we know those figures quite well as Sixers fans. Just hearing them praise Maxey, and we've seen him go from a pup to a full-grown German Shepherd to the point where he's leading the Sixers in the playoffs last year against the Knicks, hitting that crazy game-winning shot, or I guess the shot to take him into overtime. Yeah. To watch him grow and develop that way. And like he put the work in, guys, that work ethic that his dad put in him and traveled to Kentucky. It's really paid off in the NBA.
Yeah. His phrase is getting 1% better every day.
Yes.
And I like
that's a great quote.
I like that.
Like I mentioned earlier, he wasn't a bad shooter. It's just that he was reluctant to shoot threes. And I think it wasn't until James Harden got there where we saw him shoot like those beyond the three-point line threes. He was shooting from far away. He was starting to shoot the step-back threes. He really learned a lot from James Harden. That might go unnoticed in these stats. I can mention it in teammates, but James Harden, I think, had a really big effect on Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, agreed.
I think the efficiency is kind of what stands out to me, and that I think he's a system player. His skill set is really good for the playoffs. I think fast guards who can get their own shot off. We kind of saw that in the Knicks series. We actually saw that his rookie year in the Hawks series, and had Doc Rivers played him more, we win that series easily because he came in, he saved us like at least 1, maybe 2 games.
Yeah.
He was like 19 or 20. He's always been fearless. Like he's always had that.
Yep.
And I'll just land on this. I think Tyrese Maxey probably benefited the most from COVID. A couple of reasons. One, he fell in the draft to a team that was about to need a point guard.
Yep.
We couldn't foresee the Ben Simmons drama.
Yeah.
And then he got the opportunity because of COVID. So he fell in the draft because there wasn't an NCAA tournament. They couldn't really do proper workouts. So guys were just kind of going off like stats.
Good point.
And then during COVID, you guys remember that Denver game? Do you remember that game?
40,
I think
41. 41
it was 7 players.
39.
But the game, Danny Green played like 46 minutes. Like I think only 7 players played.
Yeah.
And I think that we're kind of seeing it right now, not to talk Sixers, but with Jared McCain with the injuries. It's the same thing. You get opportunity as a rookie. And I think Maxey really benefited from that. So that's kind of what stands out the most, Lucas. And then Tyrese has really lucked out playing with these Hall of Famers. Because typically rookies like him don't get that. They kind of like, like Cade Cunningham. They're on like the Pistons. Like they're on like bad teams.
They're on their own. Yeah.
He's really lucked out. He's been on like contenders the entire time.
Let's go to the game highs here. Now, over under 54 points as a career high.
It's San Antonio, right? I'm going to say under.
I'm not going to tell you.
I'm going to say under.
I think his high was 52. I don't remember 54. I'm going to go under.
Yeah, it's tempting to go over. I'm going to go under.
Yeah, it's 52. Look, I was trying to trick you guys. It was 52 last year. Good game for him. Over under 9 rebounds as a career high.
I'm going to go over. I think he's gotten a triple-double before.
I don't remember him getting a triple-double. Under.
It's over.
Maurice, this is for you. Yeah, it's 10. He had a triple-double last year. And then over-under 12 assists as a career high.
I'm going to go under.
I'm going to go over.
Over.
Maurice, this is for you.
Redemption.
11. 11 was his career high in assists. He's only had 2 seasons that he's at least recorded one-time double-digit assist, okay? His second year and then last year so far. Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one part of Tyrese Maxey's game that he could still get better at is facilitating. If he's going to be like the main ball handler, I know it's kind of weird now, Paul George and Kane and Embiid, everybody's going to get their little assist, but if he wants to be the majority ball handler and pseudo point guard, yeah, he has to get a little bit better at facilitating.
Well, I'll say this. We don't really know how much he's gotten better yet because he hasn't had the star players around him yet for this season.
Fair enough.
So we'll see how that goes. Right now, his career high, his season high in assists right now is 7 in the whatever games he's played so far this year. 4 steals as a career high, 4 blocks as a career high as well. He's crafty. He picked that up from Matisse Thybulle, Uriah's guy. Blocking from behind. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then only 5 turnovers. That's pretty good actually. And then that's pretty much it. So any thoughts on the career highs?
Yeah, I would say 52 is surprising. The amount of times he scores over 50 points is surprising for kind of a guard his size.
Right.
And I believe he did that without Joel, so it was kind of just him and a bunch of like Kelly Oubre's last year. So yeah, his ability to score is really unbelievable. And we saw that in the Knicks series, and he scored like 7 points in 15 seconds or something?
Yeah, something. Yeah. I would say the turnovers. I love that Maxey has never been a turnover type player, even though he is having an inefficient season this season. But I think he's taking more risks. I think James Harden had an impact on how he handles the rock, and not just offensive step backs, or now he's got a crossover. I noticed in the beginning of the season he's trying new moves in the paint. But yeah, I think him being a facilitator, he may not get you 8, 9, 10 assists like John Wall, but Maxey, I like that he's very prudent with the basketball. I like that.
Yeah, he seems to make the right decision most of the time.
For a guy who's not the best facilitator, a little undersized, his speed can take over the games, but it's not a hindrance for him. And a lot of younger guards, their speed could be a hindrance. They can be out of control.
Yeah.
And for his turnover rate to be as low as it is, that's actually a really good sign.
Yeah, for sure. I would say the blocks. Nobody said 4 blocks. Like, guys, that's really impressive for a 6'2" guard.
Yeah.
Another thing. Like, he's gotten a little bit better every season.
He's definitely not a liability on defense. Like he's like I notice him, like he's missed the last 5 games, and like you notice his absence.
That being said, let's go to the other guy now, the other Kentucky guard.
Wall is 4 for 4 from the field. Fed the Wizards out of timeouts. John Wall, fans come to their feet. Wall takes the shot for the tie. Got it! He hit a huge one against Indiana to tie the game. He's hit another one here tonight against the Hornets.
Ball knocked away by Arenas, picked up by Blatch, back to Gilbert. And the alley-oop, one-handed slam for Wall. Magnificent play by John Wall.
Raptors trail by 18. Bayless finds Amir block, gets it back, blocked again, still battling underneath. To Toronto. This is tremendous help defense inside, and Amir Johnson, though.
Wizards down by 4. Still plenty of time, a minute and a half. Wall throws it up. What a shot! He had to switch hands and go reverse layup. to get it past Bass, and he scored.
So those were the highlights. Here's the numbers. John Wall is at 6'3", so 1 inch taller than Maxey, and he weighed about 10 pounds heavier at 210. He wore number 2 with the Wizards. We know that they had 2 different style jerseys, the old teal jerseys, which are my personal favorite, and then the new ones, which they're okay, whatever. You know, he played for the Houston Rockets and the Clippers. Can you guys tell me what his jersey number was for those 2 teams? Give you a hint. One of them is just a double-digit version of the first one.
11.
11 for which team? The Clippers or for the Rockets?
Rockets.
Okay, Ben, you are... It was for the Clippers, and he wore number 1 for the Rockets.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say that if you gave me a chance.
I'm sorry. Ben was the only one that said anything, so I thought you all gave up.
I was going to say 1. I do remember him wearing 1.
Yeah, he wore 1. Yeah, for the Rockets, who he only actually suited up for about 40 games with, and then 34 games with the Clippers. He has not played since the 2022-2023 season. Last I heard, he does want to come in. He doesn't mind being a veteran, end of bench veteran, but does not sound like he has a place in the NBA right now, which is a shame because, like I said before, he's only 34 years old. He should still have some basketball left. Achilles injury, as we mentioned before, has taken that a lot of his athleticism away. That being said, I'm going to go with the 2016-2017 season as his best season. I think it's fair to say the guy averaged 23 points and almost 11 assists a game. He averaged 4 rebounds, 2 steals. He averaged a half block that season, 4 turnovers, and less than 2 personal fouls per game. He shot 45% from the field and almost 33% from the 3-point line, and shot 80% from the foul line. I'll go with Maurice here this time. Maurice, your thoughts on those stats?
It's funny that you mentioned that season, the 2016-17, because that was one of the seasons I was going to highlight for his team, too, because that was the most winningest team that the Wizards had. They
got to the second round, ran into LeBron, didn't work out.
No. They lost to the Celtics.
They lost. Oh, it wasn't LeBron. Oh, it was the Isaiah Thomas Celtics. Gotcha.
Yeah. But that was his best season statistically in his career. I do remember that was his breakout season. I remember there was an interview he did where I think it was ESPN when they asked him who's the best point guard, and he said, "I'm the best point guard."
I mean, at the time, you could make the argument 23 points and almost 11 assists a game. I mean, I think John Wall, along with Chris Paul, was some of the last pure point guards. I don't think we have that many in today. Maybe Tyrese Halliburton, but overall, there aren't that many point guards in today's NBA. So,
we've had this conversation on the side, Lucas. Even I didn't even remember John Wall being that high in assists.
Oh yeah, he was
I remember that.
For his career, he averaged 10 assists 3 seasons in a row from 2014 to 2017.
Yeah, I remember him being dynamic and athletic, but I just never really remember John Wall being the best assist leader, the assist man.
He never led the NBA in assists. Should be clear on that. He never led the NBA in assists. But
I think one of the reasons why we don't remember is because the Wizards never really got a lot of national television airtime.
No. The Wizards, despite being in a major market like DC, I mean, and here's the crazy thing. In one of those highlights we were talking about, they said, he got the pass from Gilt for the slam dunk. Him and Gilbert Arenas, the 2 arguably best point guards and the 2 best point guards of that franchise ever, played together.
Hands down. Yeah.
Hands down. And you can argue who's number 1, who's number 2. That's a different argument for a different day. Yeah. But you can argue in the 2000s that they were 2 of the top 20 point guards of this century so far. That's just crazy. And they've formed good teams. Gil had some really good teams. We talked about that in the Devin Booker Gil episode. Check that out if you haven't already, folks.
Yes.
And then this one, this team, and I'm not trying to steal Maurice's thunder, but they had a really good balanced team. It was good. They had everything that you needed to succeed, but it didn't happen. But anyway.
They went to the playoffs for a reason.
They did go to the playoffs for a reason.
His injuries kind of started That's what happened.
That next season he only played 40. That was the last season he played any over 50 games in a regular season. He played 78 that season. And the next 4 seasons, his last 4 seasons of the league, he played 41, 32, 40, and 34. He couldn't stay healthy anymore. And the Achilles,
unfortunately.
I mean, Achilles tears were starting to be curable back then, but for a guy with his level of athleticism, he couldn't bounce back. And I don't think anybody blames him at that point.
No.
No. So, Uriah, what are your thoughts?
I think I made my point with the whole national television. Wizards weren't really getting that much airtime. So it's kind of hard for an NBA fan. Even if you do have league pass, it's like, unless you're a John Wall fanatic, it's like no one's going to tune in.
I mean, he had 5. He had really good stretch for a good while. Like his career averages are 19, basically 19 and 9 for his career. That's really good.
Solid.
Yeah, like and 1.5 steals, solid. The only thing that was missing from his game, and this is why I don't think he lasted, is he was never a good 3-point shooter.
Yeah,
there was only 2 seasons that he shot 35% from the field as a career high from the 3-point line, and they were both 35.1%. One was in 13-14, and the other one was in 15-16. The other times he was below average 3-point shooter, and that's just why he couldn't last after the injury. Right. Yeah, Ben, what are your thoughts?
I agree with kind of what everyone's saying, especially Uriah. I only caught them when they were making like the conference semis. So I only started watching them because I'm like, who are these guys? And it was when he got Bradley Beal. And they were good right away. Bradley's rookie year, I think they made the playoffs. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Too, yeah.
Yeah, and then they were good right away. So it was really exciting to have this young guard-led team. They kind of were like the Dame and CJ before Dame and CJ.
Yeah, that's good.
And then they made a couple conference semis. I think they made 2, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something.
And then, like, obviously, no one could beat the LeBron Cavs. The East was pretty weak. The Raptors were really, really good as well.
The Celtics were
Celtics are still good. Yeah, they had about 3 or 4 really good years, but it's a shame that injuries kind of took them out because they were a really fun team to watch.
Yeah,
fair enough. So let's go to the career highs now. Now we said last with Maxey that his career high scoring was 52. So, with John Wall, is it over or under?
52?
Yes.
I'll go... Maxey had 52. John Wall, I'm going to say under. I'm going to go under.
Maurice?
I'm going to go under as well.
Ben?
Under.
You're all...
Whoa.
Wrong one.
Wow.
My bad. Sorry.
You guys wouldn't have gotten it right. He actually had the same career high 52 points.
He tricked us, man.
Tricky.
Anyway, but there are some other interesting ones here. So, 13 rebounds as a career high. Now, over under 18 assists as a career high.
I'm going to go over.
I like that, Ben. I'll go over too.
I'm going to go over as well.
You are all correct. You redeemed yourselves.
Yeah.
It was 20.
Okay.
20 in that same season, the 2016-17 season. It was also his career high season scoring that time, too. 9 steals as a career high. The guy was
wow.
And Ben will talk about it more when we get to accolades. But like the difference between Beal and Wall with Dame and CJ is that Beal and Wall were not a defensive liability. You could argue he was a top 5 defensive point guard in the league at his peak.
Okay.
Like I said, 1.5 steals, 2 steals that season. That's not something to sneeze at. 5 blocks as a career high. One above Maxey there. And with the high usage that he was, he had a lot more turnovers. He had 11 turnovers as a career high. Thoughts on that there? So I'll start with who have I not gone with yet? Maurice. What are your thoughts here?
Well, I mentioned earlier, I didn't realize John Wall assists were so high. I didn't remember him being that good of a defensive player. Statistics say that he was above average defensive player at 6'3", 210 pounds. Yeah, that kind of surprises me. 5 blocks, career high 8 steals. These are really high numbers for a smallish guard.
So just to put into perspective, and I know I don't usually do this stat, but I'm going to throw it out here anyway. So Maurice talks about his defensive ability. Outside of his rookie years and his last 3 seasons when he was severely injured, John Wall had a defensive rating per 100 possessions less than 110 that whole entire stretch. With the Wizards, he had a defensive rating of 106, which is really good. For those that don't, So that's really good for those that don't understand. If you can get 100 below 110, you're a good defender. So and if you can get below 100, then you're an elite defender. So Uriah, what are your thoughts?
I have to borrow Maurice's take about the assist because I just remember John Wall getting to the rim, dunking, doing acrobatic reverse layups. I mean, it's one thing to know a player for being a distributor like Chris Paul or a player like that. But John Wall just never really resonated with me as a great passer. I always saw him as this great scorer. He's so fast, just like Maxey. But clearly, as we said earlier, Magic Johnson was kind of his idol, and he patterned his game after him.
So you want to hear a crazy stat? So, I'm using Basketball Reference, and it shows me the season high for each stat.
Right.
What do you think the lowest season high for his assist total was for any given season?
6.5?
No. It's just a number. It's no point there. Just tell me 6, 7, 8. 6. Ben, what do you think?
I mean, I feel like I'm going to say 10.
Maurice?
7.
You are all so wrong. It's 15. 15 assists as a career high in any given season. That's the lowest he had.
I misunderstood. Okay, 15.
Yeah. So he had a career high of at least 15 assists or more in every season of his career. That includes that horrendous Clippers season.
Wow.
In his rookie year. And his one season with the Houston Rockets, they were all at least 15 assists.
Wow, okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
That's nuts, right? So, the guy could play make. I think the one part where you could say these players are nothing alike is the playmaking.
Yeah.
John Wall is honestly, he was a mastermind. He could do it all.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, he might be one of the most underrated players of the 20 teens.
Okay.
That being said, that's all I got. I'm going to pass it off to Ben. I'm going to close my laptop so Ben can't accuse me of cheating. Or Uriah.
Or Maurice.
Or anybody.
All right.
Third quarter, accolades.
The 2024 Kia Most Improved Player in the NBA is...
Just let us see it first.
From the Philadelphia 76ers, Tyrese Maxey.
A first-time All-Star this year, Tyrese Maxey wins the MIP. And a season
NIP or MIP?
MIP, Most Improved Player.
I thought you said NIP.
No, 26 points a game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, shot 45%, 37% from threes, career high in points, rebounds, and assists. And as we pointed out, in his 4th NBA season, he is a first-time All-Star. Tyrese Maxey is joining us now as we congratulate you, Tyrese, on this award. It's been a good year for you as a first-time All-Star and now Most Improved Player. How does that feel to you?
I appreciate that. It feels great. Somebody like myself who prides myself on just putting in a lot of work and outworking people and finding ways to get 1% better every single time I step in the gym. It feels good for that to come to light, honestly.
All right, that is Tyrese Maxey winning the NBA Most Improved Player Award in 2024. He really kind of stepped up after the whole James Harden drama. Joel Embiid missed half the season, so that's a really big award because he led the team with kind of his 2 best players not being there. Yeah. So that was a big moment. I would say the All-Star is probably just as big, but they mentioned that in the clip. So so last year was really his coming out moment. All right, so I'm going to go back in time to his college season which we already mentioned was shortened. So just to rewind to everyone listening, the 2020 draft, they did not play their conference championships and they did not play the NCAA tournament at all, which is a major tryout for the NBA draft. It kind of is the tryout for a lot of guys, especially like we think like maybe not the number one pick, but for guys in the lottery, the NCAA tournament, because what that means is they're playing against guys that are kind of at an NBA level. And so what you do in that tournament is a big, big deal.
Yeah.
So Tyrese Maxey did not get that opportunity.
Yeah.
He did not get that. I didn't think they made it to the SEC championships. So with that said, he did get some accolades. What award did Tyrese Maxey get? Was he first, second team all SEC?
Well, you gave us a little clue there, I'm assuming. All SEC. As a freshman, they typically don't get that first year, and I don't even think his numbers were that great as a freshman. So I guess I'll go third team SEC.
Did you say that they didn't have all freshman team, or
they do have an all freshman team?
I'll take first. I'll take all freshman team then.
Okay, that's the only word. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go third SEC.
Okay, Lucas was right. So he was SEC all freshman team.
Okay,
and then he was second team all SEC. So I believe they had a really good record. They were ranked really high. Emmanuel,
I think I got that. Didn't I say that?
You said third team. Oh, I think you said third team.
But what did Maurice say?
Maurice said third team as well.
Oh, all right, my bad.
Yeah, because I was thinking, because Quickly was on that team too.
Yeah.
And I think he was a little bit more regarded at that point than Maxey was.
Yeah, Quickly was a sophomore. And so he had a little bit more experience. He had kind of an underachieving freshman year. But they were a really, really good backcourt. They're kind of the same player, actually. Maxey's probably has a little bit more ball handling ability, I would say, and he's a little stronger, but they're very similar players. So very interesting backcourt. And both guys just really fell in the draft. You know, Quickly was actually a guy the Sixers were even thinking about getting. And like Lucas said earlier, the Sixers were not supposed to have a 2020 NBA draft. It was very fortunate. The Oklahoma City Thunder were supposed to be tanking. Chris Paul went there, elevated their team to a 4 or 5 seed, and Mike Muscala shot, and the Sixers ended up with the 21st pick. It was a top 20 protected pick. So really the fact that this guy, some Sixers fans say, saved our franchise, given all the drama with Ben Simmons. Even before that, the process wasn't really working out. We had some number one picks that were bust. Tyrese Maxey has kind of been a bright light amongst all this chaos and injuries. So he's really good. He's gotten better every year. The 1% thing is really, really true.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're really excited to kind of see. He just turned 24, so sky's the limit. There is another award that Tyrese Maxey won in 2024.
I know what it is. I'll go last.
All right, Maurice, what are the awards that Tyrese Maxey won in 2024?
Some type of sportsmanship award.
Okay, Lucas.
In 2024, he got another award. Yeah, it was sportsmanship. Yeah,
and Uriah.
I believe, I'm confident that Tyrese Maxey, in addition to getting Most Improved Player, he also won the Community Assist Award.
I think he won the NBA Sportsmanship Award.
Or no, maybe he got that and he got Community Assist. I think he got both. I don't know. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say that he won the NBA Sportsmanship Award.
Okay.
So the Community Assist I did not see.
All right, I could be wrong.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for his awards. Kind of a surprise pick. He did play in the FIBA America's Under-18 Championship game, and he won a gold medal in 2018.
Didn't know that.
So that was his representing Team USA. And yeah, that's about it for Tyrese Maxey. So what stands out to you guys?
When Tyrese Maxey says he gets 1% better every day, he really does, because even out of college, it was a question who's the better guard, Quickly or Maxey. That's not a question anymore.
No way.
Tyrese Maxey's development has been remarkable. And this is coming from a Sixers fan who also witnessed the years of Ben Simmons, who really didn't really develop his full potential. Tyrese Maxey really is developing into his full potential. And like I said, if he can just get a little bit better ball handling and facilitating, he could easily be a top 15 player in the league.
Yes.
I think a lot of people think right now he's probably like a top 25.
Yeah.
Which I think at John Wall's best, not to jump ahead, I think he was probably in the same boat, about around a top 25 player.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
He might have actually, Lucas, that season you were giving us those stats, that I feel like that's more, he might have been like top 12 that year, John Wall.
Well, there is an award in there that I will wait until, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad Maurice brought up Ben Simmons, and this is not going to be a Ben Simmons hate segment here. Instead, if you look at the roster...
We don't bash players, right, Uriah? Not on this podcast.
What did I just say? I said I'm not bashing anybody.
Okay.
But the reality was, as the decline of Ben Simmons was happening, the ascension of Tyrese Maxey was also happening. And to what Ben said, Maxey is a light amongst darkness with the process and all the drama with Philly. I guess the one thing with Maxey that I'll bring up with the Ben Simmons thing that Maurice alluded to, there's a photograph of Tyrese Maxey playing in some summer league game in some upscale gym. And you see behind him, I think LeBron sitting next to Ben Simmons. And Ben Simmons has on like flip-flops or something. And they're watching Maxey just right in front of their eyes start to become a great shooter. And that 1% better every day quote really resonates. It's inspiring. The kid is, like you said, Maurice, remarkable. And I think Philly is very appreciative of everything that Tyrese Maxey brings to that franchise. Everything, the work ethic, the smile, the personality, obviously the production on the court. But yeah, I think you nailed it, Maurice. He's a remarkable person. He's a remarkable player. And Philly is very lucky to have him.
You could argue that not last year, but the year before, he could have been an all-star. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I think like All-NBA, we'll see if it happens this year. But given...
It's so hard to make All-NBA as a guard, but I guess it being positionless, it could be easier or harder depending on your view of it.
Given the games played, if like the Sixers end up being a top 5 seed, he is the most likely because of the 65 game limit I think that's his next step to be all NBA. All right, I'm going to switch it over to the next player, John Wall.
I said if I get to make the All-Star game, I do the dunk contest. So I did a dunk contest. But I wasn't going to do it no more, though. But I did it, got my win, and I was cool with it. But just to be known and be in that locker room, bro, like you've been with the greats, bro. Like with
the best in the league.
I mean, you got LeBron in there, you know what I mean? You got Steph in there at the time. You got James Harden. You got Russell Westbrook, KD. I'm like, damn, I'm one of those guys that fit in this role with them. So it was dope. Joe Johnson was an all-star at that time, so it was special to be there.
But I want to salute you as one of the, you was a young star. Because everybody ain't doing it right now. I be wanting to see all of these boys. Zion, Ja, everybody in dunk contest.
Yeah, and like how everybody be like, is the All-Star game going to get back to what it's going to be or the weekend going to be? Like you said, those stars got to be in those events.
Show up.
That's what everybody want to see. And I was like, I told the NBA if I make one All-Star game, I'll be in the first dunk contest. I ain't going to do it multiple times, but I'll at least do it one time. And once I got the nod, I went and did it, so it was cool.
All right, that was John Wall winning the dunk contest. And he won that in 2014, so after his 4th season. So it sounds like, judging by that interview, he kind of was reluctant to do it. And that's kind of an issue we're having where, like, we wish Ja Morant, we wish Zion, we wish these guys, Anthony Edwards, would do the dunk contest because I think that would really make us interested in it.
I forgot John Wall was in the dunk contest. Lucas, you knew that? Did you had to know that?
I mean, I'm sure I knew it at one point.
Right.
But like, I'll be honest. After the Dwight Howard dunk contest, I kind of checked out after those ones.
Okay.
Dunk contest is not. But look, I mean, it's not surprising. The guy was an uber athlete.
Yeah.
And he won one, so that's pretty cool. You don't see that on Basketball Reference, I'll tell you that.
All right, so I'm going to go similar to what I did with Tyrese with John Wall's college accolades. He was a consensus first-team All-American. I have a question for you guys. Was he the SEC Player of the Year?
I'm just going to say yes.
All right.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember who was else in the SEC. Derek Favors was in the ACC. Evan Turner was in the Big Ten. It was either him or DeMarcus. And I'm going to say it was him because he was the face of the team. It was him. Yeah.
All right. Lucas and Uriah, you guys are correct. He was the SEC Player of the Year, but he did have DeMarcus Cousins on his team. He was consensus first team, as I said. He won the Adolph Rupp Trophy, and he was the USBWA National Freshman of the Year. So he won quite a bit. Again, we said he was the unanimous number one pick. DeMarcus Cousins probably ended up having a better NBA career, but at the time in the draft, there was a pretty big gap between 1 and 2. So getting that number one pick was important, and he right away was amazing. So let's get into it. How many times did John Wall make the NBA All-Star team?
I'm going to say 4.
All right.
I'm going to say 5.
Okay. All right, 5. All right, Maurice, you are wrong. But Lucas and Uriah are right.
Yeah. Don't hang your head, Maurice.
Yeah.
You got more opportunities.
It is 5, and it's 5 straight. So it's 2014 to 2018.
Yeah.
So
that was his run.
I hinted towards that in my segment. I don't know if you all caught that.
I caught it. That's why I said
Yeah.
It's kind of a trivia question for you guys.
Okay.
Right. Lucas is going to get it because this is his era. But
okay.
So John Wall did not win Rookie of the Year. Who won Rookie of the Year? Think of the draft class.
Oh, I know who it was.
Okay. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. It's similar to what happened with Ben Simmons.
No.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
I
know
thought.
Ryan?
Go ahead, Maurice. I'm stuck.
It's Blake Griffin.
Yeah, it was Blake Griffin.
Oh, that's right.
I thought it was Tyreek Evans at first.
Oh,
that's what I was going to choose too. I was like, it was Tyreek Evans, but I think he was the year before.
Was he the year before?
I think it was the year before. Yeah.
You have such integrity. You could have lied and be like, "Oh yeah, Blake Griffin."
No.
You thought it was Tyreek Evans. That's funny.
To be fair, Tyreek Evans' rookie year was insane.
Yeah.
Sacramento.
So
we should do Tyreek Evans comp.
So obviously, Blake Griffin he made the All-Star team as a rookie, but it was technically his second year. But John Wall would have won Rookie of the Year had it not been for that. But so he was, but he did get All-NBA Rookie First Team in 2011. All right, well, let's go through how many All-NBA teams did John Wall was he a part of, and what were they?
Oh, I know this. I can't answer.
I have really no clue. I'm just going to guess. I'll say he was All-NBA third team twice.
Okay. Maurice?
I'm going to go All-NBA second team once.
All right. And Lucas?
He was All-NBA third team once, not twice.
Lucas, you are correct.
Yeah, I saw that when I was doing the stats. Look,
you notice
you got you
Maurice,
have...
you see that? You see that? He's like, once, not twice.
So,
whoa. Yeah.
Did you take it personally? I'm just saying.
How you said it, buddy. I'm like, I felt a little.
So
you felt like the professor.
Important to note here why he was All-NBA third team only once, given the numbers that Lucas had given us.
23 and 11, yeah.
So you got to think about all the MVPs of that era or MVP finalists. It's not like now where we're in the age of the big man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back then it was point guard, combo guard. So it was literally Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Steph Curry.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose. Well, Derrick Rose.
Not
Kobe, maybe.
Kobe. You had Dame Lillard starting to come on. No, not really.
But Dame would have gotten. He came on by his third year. You're right. It's Harden, Westbrook, and Curry were like MVPs.
Paul.
Literally, Chris Paul. So very difficult to make any of these. DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry.
Oh yeah.
So
Kyrie,
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
Kyrie.
So Kyrie. So really, really, really hard to make an All-NBA team as a guard in this era. So I think that's why I think he would have probably had more in a different era.
Basically, if it's past 2000s, it's very, very hard to make an All-NBA team as a guard.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So unfortunately, John Wall had his career. He ruptured his Achilles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then he had some other injuries after that. It's just he's a guard that used his athleticism. He had IQ, but his athleticism was his main thing. And so once he lost that, his, the accolades kind of went. And unfortunately, the Wizards never were able to really get over the hump. And so they kind of broke up that team, first with Wall, then with Beal. But it was a really fun ride while it lasted. So that's pretty much it.
I just wanted to do a fun fact. In John Wall's draft, there is a current NBA GM that was drafted that year. Do you guys know who it was?
Oh, that's a good question. A GM?
Yes, he is a current GM of an NBA team right now.
Give us the conference. Give us a little
Eastern.
hint.
Let's think.
Conference.
Brad Stevens?
I'll even tell you the name of the team that he played for, that he's most known for, was the New York Knicks.
New York Knicks.
Langston Galloway?
Nope. Good guess, though. No, I don't think he was drafted in this draft.
He was undrafted.
Landry?
Landry who?
Carl Landry? Landry?
No, too old.
He played with Jeremy Lin. What was his name? I forget his first name.
Yeah.
Landry Fields.
Fields.
Yeah.
That's such a
also was drafted back-to-back with Andy Rowdens. But anyway, that was a fun little one. I thought that was fun.
Okay.
Luke Herringody was in this draft. I loved Luke Herringody in college. Sorry. I was looking up something else, but I got sidetracked.
Oh, and one other thing. Sorry, there is an important accolade because it's technically his highest one. He was NBA All-Defensive second team. So Lucas mentioned the steals.
Nice.
In 2015. He did get All-NBA in defense and offense in separate years. So he had diversity to his game. We mentioned he almost led the NBA in assists a few times. He was probably Lucas. He was like second a bunch, right? Second or third.
I'd have to check. Though.
Yeah,
I can pull it up. But
he was a perennial 20 and 10 guy. I think he had
19 and 10 guy. But
yeah.
I'll say this: for all those accolades out there and the stats from what Lucas told us, I just want to mention that it was a shame that he had the injuries that he had, because I think it was the Achilles was a freak accident, slipped out of a shower.
I don't know if I thought it was an in-game one, but I could be wrong.
No, the Achilles was. I do remember that Achilles. He tore his Achilles coming out of a shower, and he slipped.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was really unfortunate because that was really the end of his prime. And if he didn't have those injuries, we're talking maybe Hall of Fame John Wall. If those career stats would have continued, his prime stats would have continued for a couple more seasons.
I mean, you could make the argument for a 5-year stretch. And I mean, there have been players that had less that got into the Hall of Fame, but this is a pretty dominant 5-year stretch. I mean, granted, was he a top 10 point guard in the league most of the time? Yeah. Was he top 5? Arguably, yes. I would say so.
Yeah.
Top 3, maybe. It's hard. It's hard. It was a very tough era because you have Derrick Rose, you have Russell Westbrook, you have Steph Curry, like everybody that Ben said. So it's hard to quantify just how good he was compared to his peers, because he only had 2 or 3 successful seasons as a team, but was that a byproduct of the roster building? Because it took forever. Because he was at the very beginning of a rebuild in Washington after the Gilbert Arenas era.
And it's important to acknowledge the 4 guards in their prime when John Wall was in his prime. We're talking MVP, Steph Curry, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Chris Paul. Those are 4 arguably top 40 players of all time, top 50 all time at his position in his prime. So, yeah, he was very much overshadowed, I think.
To your point, Maurice, you are correct. Bleacher Report did confirm that he did have a slip and fall in his home. And there was some issues after the first surgery where I believe something got infected. John Wall was really bitter about that, and rightfully so, because his career is pretty much over now. He's 34, like Lucas mentioned earlier. And it's unfortunate that that's going to put a cloud over his career. So he's going to be remembered as, oh, he had this injury. But you can't deny that for 5 years, he was an elite point guard. He gave us so many highlights, so much personality with the Dougie. There you go, Lucas. Here's your Dougie reference. Yeah, John Wall was a fun player. And to know that he came from poverty, essentially, and, being raised by his mom, dad not being in his life. Like, say what you will about John Wall and his career being cut short, but he really made himself into a successful NBA player. And he deserves every accolade he earned, and I'm glad we're talking about him.
I know we don't usually do this for just a regular pod, but Ben asked, so I answer. Basically, from 2011 and 2012, he was 7th in the league in assists per game at around 8. From 2013 to 2017, he was either 2nd or 3rd in assists with each season. His career average is 8.9, which is 8th all time.
Wow. That's crazy.
If you consider him still an active player, which Basketball Reference does, he is 3rd most assists per game active all time. In terms of career assists, despite playing only 11 seasons, he's 46th all time in assists with 5,735.
So the question needs to be asked: is John Wall a Hall of Fame player right now if he retired?
There's an argument.
I would say no. No.
He didn't have if he had like 3 or 4 more years.
Yeah,
maybe.
No.
But yeah, it's unfortunate.
I think an argument could be made, but fair enough. He did that one season that I mentioned, and Ben, I don't think you mentioned this. He finished 7th in MVP voting that year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he finished 7th in MVP voting, which I think was rightfully deserved.
I'm going to go, Lucas, while you're there, what stands out to you from, you kind of said some stuff, but what stands out?
Since the 2000s, since the early 2000s, there have been so many great point guards. This is the golden, from 2000 to 2020. I mean, technically Steph Curry, James Harden, and Westbrook are still in the league, but they're at the end, except for maybe Curry. But from that era is the golden age of point guards. And a guy, if John Wall played in the 90s, we would be talking about him like we talk about Stockton, right? Like, in all seriousness, right? Because, John Wall's game would have translated to the 90s. I don't care what anybody said. I think, honestly, even without the three-point shooting, I think if he had the athleticism that he had in his prime, he would still be playing today. And it wasn't just Achilles. He did have knee injuries in prior years as well. Like, he had some meniscus stuff. Like, if he could just have stayed healthy, and it's a freak accident, and it's really a shame because we got robbed from, because Bradley Beal was still in his early to mid 20s when this happened. Granted, they still had Otto Porter, who was still a promising young player at the time. Granted, he's out of league now, but
speaking of teammates, and let's find out about these teammates.
Let's roll.
Fourth quarter. Teammates.
Look at Toby just chilling over there. Just chilling.
Oh, no, honestly, I was looking up here, and I saw Tyrese, 51 points. Gets his all-star nod tonight. Man, it's a beautiful thing, I'll just tell you. Couldn't have happened to a greater person. Such a hard worker. What he brings to this organization, this team, to myself every day, his energy is spectacular. I'm so proud of him, and I was just looking up there, looking at wow, he's come a long way, and rightfully so, because he works his tail off.
All right, that was Tobias Harris talking about Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey was drafted with the 21st pick in the 2020 NBA draft by the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's go through his rookie season, which was the 2021 season. They won 49 games, 23 losses. The coach at that time was Doc Rivers. That was the season they lost to the Atlanta Hawks in the second round. We'll need to get into that. But let's go through some of his teammates, his rookie season. Seth Curry, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, Dwight Howard. You forget Dwight Howard was on that team.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Shake Milton. You mentioned Shake earlier.
Shake.
Remember when we were talking about, Shake Milton and Tyrese Maxey could be the backcourt of the future?
I think Uriah was the only one that was talking about that.
No, people were.
Some other teammates. We mentioned Missy Stiebel earlier. Ben Simmons, of course, and Joel Embiid. Some other notable players. Isaiah Joe. You guys
would have been nice.
You guys remember George Hill?
He was a rental.
Tony Bradley. Yeah, they actually had a lot of players on that team. But Daryl Morey was known for moving players a lot.
Well,
so
he inherited such a full roster from the year before.
Yeah. Paul Reed, Mike Scott. So let me ask you guys this: any teammates so far stand out to you guys?
Obviously, everyone's going to say Joel Embiid, but I'm going to go different. I'm going to go what could have been in that one season because I actually think they're a really good pairing.
Ben and Maxey, that's what you're going to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
I have to be honest because they were the one seed so Maxey's rookie season, which is what Maurice just went through. Because if we're going off that season, Ben Simmons had not really regressed yet. I do think had they just figured out that's actually a good pairing, given the team they had with Danny Green. They were the one seed, even in a COVID year. So just with that season, it's too bad that he didn't start with
Maurice was shaking his head for 45 seconds.
Because we can't talk about James Harden, right? We're not doing that yet, right?
No, not yet.
No, look, I don't disagree with Ben though. If Ben Simmons didn't have his mental freak out, and Ben Simmons was the same player that he had been up to that point,
defensive player of the year that year,
defensive player of the year that can play make at a super high level.
Well, he wasn't defensive player of the year. He was.
He was runner-up. He was the runner-up. Yeah. But my point is like if we're just going off that season, that's the only time we've been the one seed since Allen Iverson. So like,
yeah. So true. And you had somebody that had that filled Maxey's deficiencies, defense and playmaking.
Right.
So you had two halves of a full point guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just it's a big what if, and the coaching just didn't. We're kind of seeing now a coach decide a rookie is really good, better than a veteran, and I just think
the coaching
it's a big what if, I think, because that was the path. I think that was their easiest path to a championship or certainly the finals.
It was.
Yeah.
You're right.
So I'm going to say people shake their head at what Ben said about Ben Simmons. I'm actually going to go with Tobias Harris. Just hear me out. Tobias Harris stands out to me because, as you heard in the clip, great clip Maurice found for this episode, he was so happy for Tyrese. And here, that's coming from a veteran of probably at that point at least 10 years. Tobias Harris was the highest paid player on the team, I think, right around this time when Embiid, before he restructured his deal. But he's making the most money. He has the veteran experience. And he could have been one of those players nah, I need my touches. This young guy's coming in. He's stealing all the attention. You see all these number 0 jerseys in the stands. Kids are just in love with Maxey. Harris is a true professional. I think he was a good role model teammate for Tyrese Maxey. I think Harris in Philly got a really bad rap because he didn't produce and it didn't match his contract. But I think as an overall good teammate, locker room guy or leader on the floor, I think Tobias was a standout player when it came to Maxey.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's fair. Yeah. I like that. I'll say for me, I love Ben's point, the what if, and Tobias Harris is a very fair point. The most important one, like I said, I would say somebody more, but we're not allowed to say him yet. During his rookie year, I would say Danny Green. And here's why. Danny Green told Tyrese Maxey that he couldn't shoot threes. I said this before. Said this early in the pod, that he said he couldn't shoot threes. Well, we know that Tyrese Maxey can certainly shoot threes now. And I think Maxey kind of took it personally, like Jordan did. Took it personally. So, I think that's important. I think that's important. I don't know if compliment would be the best definition, but I think Danny Green, being a veteran, 3-time champion, was very influential.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's move on to the 2022-23 Philadelphia 76ers. They had a record of 54 wins and 28 losses. Once again, coached by Doc Rivers. This team was a little bit different, a different iteration of the Sixers team. Once again, Daryl Morey does like to move pieces a lot. So here are some of the players on that roster. Of course, Joel Embiid, James Harden, once again, Tobias Harris, Daniel House Jr., Furkan Korkmaz, DeAnthony Melton, Shake Milton, Georges Niang, Jaden Springer, PJ Tucker, and note, 3 players have played with Tyrese Maxey and John Wall. I mentioned PJ Tucker, now Eric Gordon, and James Harden.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Good grab.
Yeah, because he played on the Rockets.
Well, I'll say this. There are brothers, there are twin brothers that played with each one of these guys.
Oh, the Morris brothers, right?
Yeah, the Morris brothers.
Yeah.
Markieff,
Okay.
Markieff played with John, and Marcus played with Maxey.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great. Right. Shout out dunk champion Mac McClung. He was on the roster as well.
All right.
Finally got a real contract, NBA contract. Proud of you, buddy.
Yeah. Dwayne Dedman, Julian Champagny. So that was the Sixers team from that season. Now I can ask this question: who complimented Tyrese Maxey's game the most? Well, let me rephrase that. Who influenced Tyrese Maxey's game the most?
On a count of 3, let's all say it. 1, 2, 3.
James Harden.
Yeah. I did mention earlier, James Harden really unlocked something in Tyrese Maxey when it came to at least the offensive side, scoring, shooting. I think
playmaking.
Playmaking. Him and Maxey and Embiid both started doing step backs when James Harden got here.
That's true.
I think Maxey looks a little bit better with him.
I think it's important, like, why we're not saying the obvious player, Joel Embiid, who I think averages the most like points per minute of all time. So, like, obviously Joel Embiid like creates probably the most space in the league to this day. He demands a double and triple team. So, like, we're leaving that part out because that does give Maxey space. But I think James Harden, we just saw Maxey become who he is now under Harden's like tutelage because they kind of play the same position.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to John Wall.
I loved playing with John. Like, John, I say to this day, is the best passer I've played with. He's probably the fastest guy I've played with the ball. And his ability, his athleticism, his ability to be able to pass while I'm running so fast to the corner, being able to find guys, like, was night and day.
Can we guess who that is? I don't.
Yeah.
I know who it is.
Oh, you do? Because I don't.
Yeah.
Who is it?
It's Bradley Beal.
I was about to say it sounds like Bradley Beal. Is it Bradley Beal?
It is Bradley Beal.
Okay. Yeah, it's Bradley Beal.
Yeah. Is that a question? You thought who you thought it was, right?
I didn't know. I did, as my point. I wanted to see what someone else said. So Bradley Beal. Okay.
It is Bradley Beal. So
all right,
let's go to John Wall, drafted first overall by the Washington Wizards in the 2010 NBA draft. Let's go to his rookie season, 2010-2011. Not a good team. 23-59 was their record, coached by Flip Saunders. I think we mentioned it earlier. Gilbert Arenas. They only played one season together.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think he wore number 9 that season too.
The number 9, yes, he did. He did.
Yeah.
Did you know why, Lucas?
I don't remember. I think it was after that suspension, and I think he just kind of wanted to get away from the moniker.
Lucas is gonna research that and post it on Facebook. So we'll wait for
what? I'm gonna do what now?
I mean, because he was always known as Agent Zero. So why?
I think that was he. Also was traded in the middle of that season for Rashard Lewis, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. So Gilbert Arenas, Mike Bibby was on that team.
Was he really?
Yeah, Mike Bibby.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think that was into the roof for him. Jordan Crawford, Josh Howard. Josh Howard was a good player.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Yeah, but
it was towards the end. He had to come back from suspensions. It was not the same afterwards.
Yeah. These are blast or pass names for Lucas. Rashard Lewis.
Yep.
Yi Jilang.
Oh yeah. He was the guy. The I think he was a Chinese player.
He was.
Oh, his name was Jean Leon. I think.
Jean Leon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I think you pronounced his name.
Kurt Heinrich. Alonzo G.
Hey, Kurt. Captain Kirk.
Al Thornton.
Yep.
Nick Young.
Oh, gosh.
Swaggy P.
Was that the Nick Young era? Oh, gosh. Okay.
Yeah. And last but not least, JaVale McGee.
Oh,
no. Wait a second. No Andre Blatch? I thought Andre Blatch.
Pardon me. I didn't mention Andre Blatch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to go through the whole roster?
I mean, Andre Blatch
Trevor
was a pretty
Booker.
big. I mean, yeah, they were rotational guys. Andre Blatch was actually probably arguably the second best player on the team at one point.
Okay.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird time. It was a weird time in the early 20 teens for the Wizards.
Yeah, that was a bad team.
Yeah.
So let me skip ahead. Let me skip ahead a little bit to the 2016-2017 Wizards. This was their most winningest team, and like Lucas highlighted, statistically, this was John Wall's best season. Statistically, they won 49-33 that season. They were fourth in the Eastern Conference. Like I mentioned earlier, they lost in a 7-game series to the Boston Celtics in the second round. Some of his teammates were Bradley Beal, Trey Burke.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Marcin Gortat.
Yep, the Polish Hammer.
He was good. He was good back then.
Gortat was good.
Like, he would give you 20 and 10, yeah.
Yeah, Gortat
Polish Hammer. Is that really his nickname?
That's a great nickname.
Yeah.
No, you guys should. He was Dwight Howard's backup for a few years, and then he made a name for himself in Phoenix.
I liked him. I just didn't know
he was good.
Yeah, his nickname was the Polish Hammer. No lie.
Nice.
Check it out.
Okay.
Brandon Jennings.
Oh, gosh.
You mentioned Markieff Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Oubre. Ashley.
Rookie Kelly.
Yeah,
Oubre.
he was, and he was good as a rookie. Yeah, Kelly's always contributed.
So pardon me. So that's a 4 player they play with Wall and Maxey.
Oh yeah,
forgot about Oubre.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's an important player too.
Yeah.
Like he played with them when they both were good. Yeah.
Rookie Kelly Oubre. Yeah. Oh no! Wait a second. Wasn't he? He might have been a second.
This is first or second year.
Yeah, Kelly was.
He was with the Hawks his first year, wasn't he?
No, Kelly was drafted by Washington.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah. He was the year after Joe because he went to Kansas.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Marcus Thornton, Thomas Satoransky.
Oh yeah.
And Otto Porter. Remember Otto Porter? For a short period of time, he was a good player.
Third pick.
You cannot convince me that he is not the grandson of Will Chamberlain. If you look at a picture of Otto Porter and Will Chamberlain,
strikingly resemble each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I would never have thought of that, but yeah. All right, so let me ask you guys, and I think this one is obvious. Who won the most games with John Wall? Is Bradley
Beal.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you over under 215 wins.
I think it's under.
Yeah, I'm going to say under as well because the Tobias numbers were like, I'm going to say under.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Under.
Actually, you're all.
What?
Man.
It's 219.
Surprising.
Okay.
And right behind him at 212 is Gortat.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're the two most winningest players with John Wall.
Gortat was a really serviceable center for a long time.
Yeah, he was. He really was. So let me ask you guys this: Who complimented John Wall's game the most throughout his career so far?
Ooh.
It's definitely Beal because
No.
You don't think so?
I'll let you cook.
I'll say why, and kind of what we were saying about the CJ Dame thing. They're obviously like two undersized guards, but one is such a good shooter that and then John Wall we've established is a really good passer, very underrated. I just thought they were like a really good combination. And then both guys could run point, so if needed. So I always really liked watching them. You do need, with smaller guards, you do need kind of bigger wings. And I thought Washington was about to get there. I think had Wall and Beal stayed healthy, they would have attracted like a good 6'10", like a Michael Porter Jr. type. But they were only healthy for a couple of years as a playoff team.
I think Bradley Beal as well, just because if you are a pass-first point guard inspired by Magic Johnson, you need a Byron Scott, you need a James Worthy, and that offensive production only came from Bradley Beal, from what I recall. So I actually agree with Ben.
I'm going to disagree here because first off, Bradley Beal took the ball out of Wall's hands a little bit. And we know Wall can't function with a ball in his hands. That's why he struggled so much after the injury. But the real answer here is Marcin Gortat, a.k.a. Polish Hammer.
I would have said that too. Yeah.
Because one underrated part about Gortat's game was he was an excellent pick-and-roll player.
Yeah, great hands, too.
Great hands, great screen setter. Probably the best screen setter of that decade, if we're being honest, outside of Dwight Howard.
He could set some nasty
he was like, we talk about Dwight being super strong. This guy was built. That's why they call him the Polish. He was solid. Like, if you get hit by a screen by him, you're gonna feel it. So like him and Beal's pick and roll was and I don't have the numbers here, but I remember it being one of the best pick and rolls in the NBA behind Chris Paul and Blake Griffin.
Him and Wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have the stats and I could look it up, but like
no. It's getting dark. It's getting dark in here.
It is getting dark. But no, I think it's Gortat just because the way that they ran the pick and roll, because that was a central part of getting John Wall going.
Okay. Yeah, I would have said Gortat as well. So, like we talked about, he had injuries after that, but I do want to highlight his Rockets and Clippers stats really quick. Actually, he was traded to the Rockets. Remember, that was a trade with Westbrook.
Yes.
Both teams were trying to unload a superstar at that point.
A bad contract, as they would say.
Yeah. So the 2020-2021 Houston Rockets, I think the second season with the Rockets, Wall didn't even play. They bought him out. It
was the first, yeah.
They bought him out for like $40 million.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So his teammates with the Rockets were Avery Bradley, his Kentucky counterpart, DeMarcus Cousins, Eric Gordon, James Harden, Daniel House, Ben McLemore, Victor Oladipo was there for a little bit.
I don't think they were there at the same time.
No?
Well, I mean, they were there, but they didn't play together because Wall got injured or something, or they sat him the rest of the season.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, like I mentioned, PJ Tucker, Christian Wood. And really quick, the 2022-23 Clippers, which was the last team John Wall played for. His teammates were Nicholas Batum, Robert Covington, Eric Gordon, Bones Highland.
Another player that played with Maxey, Rocco.
Paul George.
Rocco.
And
Paul George.
I forgot about Robert Covington.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of players here.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that they got drafted 10 years apart. So, this is probably, like, the shortest time frame of, because they played in the league at the same time. Granted, John Wall didn't play that much, but, like...
Exactly.
We don't have very many comparisons where we have the overlap like this.
Okay.
I was saying that just the Clippers Sixers overlap we've talked about on other podcasts is way. We even our on court girl is on the Clippers now. What's her name?
The PR. I forget the name. Yeah, I need to talk about
Shannon. No, not Shannon. Molly, or the hell's her name? Anyway.
Oh, Lauren, I think of her.
Lauren. Yeah.
Lauren Rosen.
Yeah, she's the Clippers girl now.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, she's with the Clippers now. Yeah, it's crazy. I had to look this up. Nicholas Batum, Robert Covington, Paul George, Eric Gordon, Reggie Jackson.
Oh.
Yeah, Marcus Morris. Yeah, and shout out Norman Powell. He's having a great season.
Yeah.
Westbrook, who was traded for Wall, Zubac, Mason Plumlee. Just to highlight some of those players from that team, that was John Wall's last season in the NBA.
I don't think Westbrook and Wall played together. I think they traded for Wall. No,
I heard that. Yeah. So let me end this by saying, let me just ask you guys, which teammate stood out the most in John Wall's career? Let me start with Lucas.
I mean, the easy answer here is Bradley Beal, right?
Right.
Yeah. When he went to Houston, that was a toxic situation. His former, college teammate was beefing with James Harden. James Harden was leaving. That whole entire rebuild was awful. But it's Bradley Beal. I mean, when you think of John Wall, you think of the Wizards, you think of him and Bradley Beal. I don't think that there's any other name that you can. I mean, like, obviously, I said Marcin Gortat, but like, big name wise, it's Bradley Beal all the way.
It's got to be Beal. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's just not a close third. There's not a close second option. Like Gortat is just, so I think they were both young guys. Mm-hmm. They kind of ascended early and the team was really good. So I thought that, the big what if.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you think of John Wall, I think Bradley Beal kind of synonymous with John Wall. So, so that's it. So that's John Wall's teammates.
Now that we've given you all the facts on Tyrese Maxey and John Wall, it's time for you to make your case.
At this point, it's not about our opinion, it's about yours.
We'll see you on your favorite social media platform, ready to check out your takes. Chime in on our Instagram at NBA_now_and_pod, on X at NBA_now and then. And don't forget to check out our YouTube and Facebook pages, NBA Now and Then.
For the sources of information used in this episode, you can visit our website, www.nbanowandthen.com. Also, visit our website to sign up for our monthly newsletter and check out our comparison articles. By the way, we are also on Patreon, and we have bonus content there as well as on Apple Podcasts. We call that NBA Now and Then Premium.
Hey, don't forget that you can follow the NBA stars we featured on today's episode through their social media.
You can follow Tyrese Maxey on X and Instagram at Tyrese Maxey.
And you can follow John Wall on X and Instagram at John Wall.
All right. We'll check you guys out next time. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
See ya.
Later.
Adios.
And the Dallas-Fort Worth Player of the Year. First over.
You're not getting this. Over.
First under. Over. Wait.
Over under.
Oh my God.
Who had eggnog last night?
It clearly wasn't me.
All right. I'm not ready for eggnog. I need December to pop up on my calendar first.
I hate eggnog.
Oh, you are missing out, my friend.